There will be a situation whereby you want add element, not at the end, maybe at a particular location or at a specified location. So let's assume maybe you declare a list called maybe alphabet, maybe alpha. Okay. So this let's say alphabet contains, let's say it contains A. Okay, let's say A, B, but I have maybe E here. Okay. Okay. So instead of me to add, maybe I want to add D here, but I don't want D to appear at the end. So that's
Sannan
why
ya ka juya.
I have insert. Insert will allow me to add any element at a particular location. Okay. So I always told you that whenever you are counting, the index starts with zero. So I have here A is index what? Index one. Sorry, index zero, one, two, three. But so I want to add at this position, which is index three. Yeah. So to do this one, I can write the name of the list, which is alpha. Then I said dot insert. Okay. Insert. Then what at what position do you want to add? That's the position. That's why I write here. Dot insert, open bracket. You add the index you want to add, then comma. Then you add the value you want to add. So I want to add it at position at index three. I have three. Then comma. Then what I want to add? D. So I have D here. Okay. So that's it. I can print alpha now. I can have A, B, C, D, E. So let's assume I have another one. Maybe I have maybe nums. Let's say I have a number. Ranges, sorry, let me write it here because not necessarily to write it here. Let me say list. Okay. That contain a number range from maybe 1 to 10. Okay, so 1 to 5. Yeah. Okay. So now I can have a number that ranges from 1 to 5. Sorry, from 1 to 5. Let me show you something. Okay, you see? But always when you are using range, the uh, the range will not cover this pipe is exclusive, will not be included. Yeah. So what I want to do is now I want to append. Yeah, because I want to show you something. Let me append it. So let me append. Okay. So what's the num?
Da insertion, kamar kana da list, kamar range na nambobi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to kana so ka ƙara sa wata a ciki. So shine yanda za ka iya ba sai ka je ka clicking a wajen ba ka sa. So kawai za ka iya yin commanding ɗin abar. Ka rubuta command ka ce insert sai ka sa kaza wannan ɗin sannan position ɗin.
Okay. So now maybe I want to add 5 here at the list. So that insert here. So I want to add 5, but at what position I want to add 5? Always remember the index. Okay. So now 1 is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. But I want to add it in index 4. So here has to be 4, right? Then comma. What I want to add 5. Add 5. That's about it I want to add. So now my print numbers. So you see I add 5. Do you understand? So let's assume here, maybe I want to add 3.5 in between 3 and 4. Okay, how can I do that? So let me do something like number dot insert. So at what position I want to insert? Okay, so I want to add it 3.5. I want to add 3.5. So 3.5 has to be between 3 and 4. Okay, so that means I have to add it here in this position, index 4. Sorry, position 4. Okay, let me start counting the index 0, 1, 2, 3. That means index 3. So I want to add 3.5. Okay. Okay, sorry. So let me print the numbers. So you see, I have 3.5. So basically, what I want you to understand is that when you want to add a certain element in the list in a particular location, so the best way is to use the insert method. So insert method can help you to add an element in a specified index position. Okay, so let's assume here I have courses like soil mechanics, concrete, steel, and geotech. So I decided to add another course, which is hydrology, but I want hydrology to come before, okay, sorry, to come after geotech. So let me start the counting. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So I want to add hydrology after geotech. That means in index 4. So that's why I have course, that's the name of the list, dot insert, comma, sorry, open parenthesis. The first element has, sorry, the first argument has to be the index, that which is index 4, comma, then the value I want to add hydrology. And this, whenever you are adding element and it is a string, make sure you use this quotes. Otherwise, it will give you wrong. Let me show you something. Let me remove this. It shall give you. Let me see. You see, let's assume you forget to add this parent, this codes. Okay. So let me run it. You see, hydrology is not defined. Okay. So if I want to this, I have to do something like this. So as so that's the only way. And if maybe, but you can add a variable. Okay. Let me show you something. Let's assume I have a variable called my favorite. My favorite. Okay. So this is my favorite. Maybe I call it sorry, not Python. Python is not my favorite. Let me say my favorite is what is my favorite? I don't know my favorite. Uh, maybe engineering mathematics. Yeah, engineering. Sorry, engineering mathematics. Okay, let's assume this is my favorite. Let's assume this is my favorite. Okay, so maybe I want to add this my favorite. Yeah, maybe I want to add it. Okay, so let's assume I want to add it at the position 1. Yeah, I want my favorite to be at the position 1. Okay, okay, so then I have run this. Okay, so let me run this one as well. Okay, yeah, this one is wrong. Okay, so I want this engineering mathematics to be at the first position because it's my favorite. I want it to appear at the first element in the list. Okay, so to do this one, let me say course. Okay, courses dot insert. Okay, so the first thing is after I write dot insert, at what position I want to add it? Position 0. Okay, but here, since I already declared, I want to add engineering mathematics at the position 0. Okay, since engineering mathematics already declared here, I don't need to write it like I don't need to write it like this. Engineering mathematics like this. No, I don't need to do that because this engineering mathematics is already declared as my favorite. So instead of me to write here, I can come here, I can write it here. Just write my favorite without these codes. So what I want you to understand is that you can add element, which is string, but without code, but unless when you declare it at the top as a variable. So let me run it here. But before, let me print it so that you can see what I did. You see, internal mathematics appeared here. So this is what I want you to understand. I hope you understand what I did. Initially, I removed the codes here of hydrology because this is what I want you to understand. So hydrology, I remove the codes here and I run it. You see, it gives me error. So this code can only be run if this is declared as a string, okay? But there'll be a situation whereby you can declare it at the top, just like how I declare my favorite here in general mathematics here. So instead of me to write in general mathematics, so I wrote my favorite, I declared it as my favorite. So when Python starts to run this code here, why is this? Once I try to run this code, it will enter this place, which is my favorite. My favorite is just like a container that contains some value, and the value it contains is engineering mathematics here, engineering mathematics. So it will enter this place and fetch this, which is engineering mathematics, and put it here inside the list. So this is basically what Python did. So there'll be a situation whereby maybe one element is no longer used in uh, in a particular list. It's no longer useful. So you don't need to give maybe hold a useless thing in your program. So maybe you want to delete it. Okay. So let's assume I want to delete. Okay. So maybe I want to go for structures. So that means this transportation engineering is no longer useful for me. But soil is useful, concrete is also useful, steel, geotech, and hydrology, they're also useful. So maybe I want to remove this one. How can you do this one? How can you remove it? So to remove, we have two things. You can remove element, but you want to use the element maybe in the future, but you can remove element permanently. So to remove an element permanently, you can use del statement. Del statement, okay, just like here, del statement, okay? So let's assume I want to delete what element? Let me see. Okay, yeah, I want to delete something in this courses here. Courses here. I want to delete which element did I set? I set transportation. Let me go and check and the index of transportation. Okay, look at the transportation index. What index 2? 0, 1, 2. Index 2. Okay, so let me come and delete it here. Okay, so index 2. So you see, I delete it. So the transportation is no longer useful. And if you can see this one, you can realize that soil and geotech, they are also the same because geotech is just like an advancement of soil mechanics. So maybe I want to remove soil mechanics. Yeah. So I can come here again. I can delete it. Okay. So you can say to do this, just write del. Okay. Then you write the what? The name of the list, which is courses. Okay. So then you write the index of the element you want to remove. So I want to remove soil, which is index 0. Okay. So let me print the courses. So you see, soil is no longer available on the list. So this is how you remove elements using del statement. And there will be a situation whereby after you remove the element, but you want to use it in the future. For example, maybe you have a collection of maybe students. Maybe you have 5 students. Okay, let me show you so that you understand. Okay, let me show you something. Let me call it my student. My student. Okay, yeah, I want to make this one very clear, even though it's not, it's just like an English. Whenever you are declaring a list, so make sure you use plural. Yeah, I was corrected so about this one. Yeah, so make sure you use plural. You have to declare the name of the list as a plural. So here is my student. So I have maybe Ali, Bala, Sani, and Zainab. Yeah, let me leave it like this. Okay. So now maybe I want to use the value here. Maybe I want to use this one, Zainab, maybe in the future. I want to use the maybe I want to send Zainab to maybe a quiz competition or whatsoever. I want to remove Zainab from the class and I want to send her somewhere. Okay, so you are removing it, but you are not removing it permanently. You are removing it, indeed, you are removing it permanently, but you are using it somewhere else. Just like maybe, okay, let me give you an example. Let's assume here we have the list of, I think this one will be, let me explain it here. Let's assume we have this. Okay, 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 okay. Let me remove this one. Let me remove this one. Let me declare a fruit here. Okay. So let's assume I have this fruit: mango, banana, orange, apple, and grapes. So now I want to maybe use, I want to give this apple maybe to one of my friend here. Okay. So that means this apple is no longer available in my fruit basket, but I want to use it to give it to one of my friends. So that means I'm using it for another purpose. So that means I can say maybe pop. Okay. Pop maybe fruit. Okay, sorry. Fruit. Okay. So, but yeah, I have to be you have to be very, very clear here. When you are using pop statement, that means you are removing the element from the list but you want to use it in the future. Do you understand? And when you use dot pop here, like this dot pop, that means you are removing the last element of the list. So here, instead of me to remove apple, I'm now removing the grapes. So let me show you the output so that you understand much better. Okay. So what's wrong? Okay, so it seems like because I'm sharing the screen and so the system is overloaded. So let me set the work. Okay, so give me a minute. Uh, yeah, let me set the things up
I
here.
have to know.
Okay,
You can see it now.
okay, that's okay. So we're talking about uh, pop, yeah. So now what I'm saying is that if you're using pop statement, so you are removing element from a list, but you are going to use the element you remove in the future, and that means you are holding the element. Okay, and you are not throwing the element away. You are still holding the element, and you are removing the last element. So let me show you something. Like here we pop one element from the what? From the list. Okay, let me show you something. So you see, instead for me to remove the apple, it's now grape taken away. Okay, so but I can print something like this, but I can print the element. Let me show you something. Maybe print. Okay, sorry. You see? So maybe the element I remove. Let me show you something. Let me write it here. A title. So you see the element, the puff fruit is what? Is grape. Okay, so likewise here, I have the courses that contains mathematics, physics, chemistry. So I want to remove one element. So I have called that pop. So that means I'm removing the what? The last element, which is what? Which is chemistry. So if we obviously you can have it like this. But here, yeah. So when you are using pop, you are removing the last element. So there'll be a situation whereby maybe you want to use element that is what? That is in a particular location. Like I'll give you an example. I want to remove apple. So to do this one, after you write pop, then you need to insert the index of that element. Okay, let me show you something. Let me show you something like this here. Okay, so let me say proofs. Okay,
I scored.
what? Do you have problem with me? Please, should I continue or maybe you have some issues with me? Please, someone should unmute yourself and talk. Let me see whether that is an issue. Please, should I continue?
No, لازم
Sh Sorry, I didn't hear.
بشايف.
Should I continue?
No. No.
You are not seeing my
No.
screen?
We are seeing.
Okay, what's the problem?
It's okay. It's okay. I said we should stop here so that next we can continue.
Uh, I think, okay. So do you think we have this so much?
Kowa
Okay,
da
but
bambanci.
just give me some few minutes. Let me finish it, please. Just give me 10 minutes. Let me rush so that when we finish, we finish. I just give you the time to go through them through the week. Let me do instead of me to waste too much time. Let me use it sharp, sharp. Yeah. So this is how you remove the element, and uh, if you want to remove element in a particular location, just what you do is okay. Let me give you an example before I move on. Yeah. Maybe fourth element, fourth fruit here. Yeah, let's assume I want to use this one, apple. Here, apple, what's the index of apple? I have 0, 1, 2, 3. So the apple is index 3. So let me remove 1 here and insert 3. And then, yeah, the fourth element. So you see, which is apple. Okay. So you can go through all this one. Okay. But there will be a situation whereby, let me give you an example like this. Here is the name of a TV show. Here is GOT. We have Breaking Bad, The Wire, Friends, The Sopranos. Okay, these are the TV shows. So let's assume maybe you want to remove element, but this one you are removing it permanently. Yeah, you have to know this word. Yeah. Initially, this pop, when you are removing the element, you are still holding the element. Just you are removing the element and you are holding it in your hand so that you can use it. But when you are removing using dot remove, or you are removing element permanently. So to do this one, I just name of the list dot remove. Then you open a bracket and write the element you want to remove. So you I want to remove prints, so you write prints here. So you run your code. So okay, yeah, I didn't define it here. Let me define it. Sorry. Okay, okay. So let me define it here. So that means here. Look at here is a prints, but print is no longer available. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, we have two things just left. How do you organize a list? So there will be a situation whereby you have a list and it contains element in the list, and you want to sort element in a particular order, either ascending or descending order. So to do this one, you can use this one, dot sort method. But using dot sort method, you are changing the list permanently. Permanently. Okay, let me give you an example. Yeah, let's say numbers. Okay, okay, say numbers contains maybe 3, 1, 7, sorry, 6. Yes, something like this. Okay, let's assume I have something like this. Okay, sorry, I don't have this one. Okay, so you see, this is a list. So I want to sort this list. maybe in ascending order. Okay, so to do this one, I can say nums, that's the name of the list, dot sort. So if I want it in ascending order, that is 1, 2, 3, just have to write just sort only. So you see, it's now become 1, 2, 3, and this changing is permanently. Whenever I call this nums, it will never give me this one. This list is updated permanently. It now becomes, let me show you something. Whenever I call this, it will give me this one. You see, this list is now updated permanently. So that's why, that's the reason for this one. But maybe I decided to maybe arrange it in descending order. Okay, to do this one, I can have nums. Okay, so I can come here and write reverse equals to true. If you want to arrange it in descending order, and then so now it started from 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. So you can go through this one. This is just like an overview of how to do these things. Okay, yeah, I'll explain all this. If you go through them, you'll understand all the thing. And okay, now, but there will be a situation whereby you want to sort the list, but it's temporary. Let me give you an example. Like maybe alpha contains element. Okay, yeah, very good. Like this one, sorry. Okay, so I want this element to be sorted. So I want to use this sorted function. So I told you that is two things, either dot sort method or sorted function. So when you are using this sorted function, so you are sorting the element, but but it's temporary. So let me say print alpha. Okay, so okay, sorry, instead for me to let me say something like maybe original list. Okay. Okay. So let me use modify list. Okay. But to do this one, you use this one. Sorted. After you write sorted, then you open bracket, then you write the what? The list, the name of the list. Okay. So this is how you do it, and you run it. So you see, this is the original list, and this is temporary sorted list. So let's assume. Let me call the name of the list, which is alpha. So you see, the list is still as it is here, even though I sort it out, but still look at it, it still remain the same. So that's why I told you it is temporary. It just sorted the elements at in this position. So if you want to know the number of elements in a list, so you are going to use what? Lim method. Let me show you. Let me edit this plus. Yeah. This is what you call lim method. So to do this, just like okay, let me give you an example. Okay, let me say print. Let me say the number of fruits. Sorry, fruits in the list is, let's assume. So what you should do, you just like this function len, len, then open bracket, then you write the name of the list. Okay, you run it. So it contains only 4 elements. Okay, So I think this is the end of this lecture, and we have 6 minutes. Let me stop the recording. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you for coming to this part. Let me show you this. Yeah, thank you for coming to the end of this tutorial or list. So I'm ready for your questions. We have 6 minutes.
Your answer.